You're 22 years old. You used to work at a gym. Now you're training like 30, 40 girls. What's your parents' reaction?
Well, my parents thought it was a joke.
I've heard from other personal trainers that one of the biggest benefits of training celebrities is that you get to learn so much from them.
Absolutely. My first celebrity client, Yuli Monster, boxer.
Oh shit. Do you think that those certification courses actually teach you anything?
Think about it, man. It's a test that you take online. It's like a multiple choice test. You only have to get, I think it's like 70%. It's crazy.
What are some questions that people should ask when they're hiring a trainer?
First thing is proof of work. How
Yeah.
many people have you worked with that you've actually gotten results with? A lot of things that I had to go through. There were a lot of hurdles. It wasn't always celebrities, owning gyms and traveling and all that.
It's like overnight success that was 10 years in the making, right? All right, so guys, episode 8 of the Miami Injury Lawyer podcast. We got Mac Method Fitness, right? He's here to talk about how he grew his personal training company from 0 to 100 in what, 10 years it's been?
9 years.
9 years. So I don't know how he started. I know where he's at now, training some of the biggest celebrities and streamers and entrepreneurs in Miami. And he's really built himself to be the personal trainer for the stars in Miami. And we're going to hear about how he started and what his next steps are. So thanks for coming to the show, brother.
Appreciate you having me, man.
So
Thank you.
first question, thank you. First question I always ask everybody is, who are you and how did this whole thing come about? How'd you get started?
Honestly, it was just it was a garage and a dream.
Yeah.
That was basically it. So it happened actually by accident.
Really?
Yeah, it happened by accident. I was supposed to train. I was supposed to be a front desk. I applied for a front desk position at a all women's gym, and they actually had me come in and be a trainer instead because they were like, hey, you know what? We need a trainer. We filled that position. Would you mind? So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a go.
Oh,
So,
shit.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to be a trainer. Like I was not.
That's nuts. How old were you at the time?
At the time, I was 22.
Nice.
22 years old. I'm 30 now, so yeah, about 8 years ago. I'll be 31 in 5 days.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, 31 in 5 days.
Was your birthday the 10th?
No, sorry, 6 days. The 11th.
Bro, my birthday is the 10th.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 11th.
That's awesome.
That's happened to me with like 2 people in the last week. They're like, my birthday's on the 11th. My birthday's on the 12th.
It's crazy.
That's funny, bro.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, bro. Likewise.
Thank you.
So basically I went in for a front desk position, somehow ended up as a trainer, and now we're here, right?
Yeah.
But along the way, obviously, there was a lot of things that I had to go through. There were a lot of hurdles. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey. It wasn't always celebrities and owning gyms
Right.
and traveling and all that. It was a lot more before that.
Right.
That's just the short end of it. The majority of it was 60, 70 hour work weeks, 3-4 hour sleep days. It was a lot.
Right.
It was an endless grind, which people don't see that part. They see, what is that they say? You always see the light. You don't really see like everything that comes to create the light. You don't really see you don't see the dark that goes behind it. You don't see all the work that's put. So basically, it was like 90% of it is really, it's like the iceberg, right? Where you only see the tip, but you don't see everything else, was all work.
Right.
Now it's like, I guess you could say enjoy, even though I'm still working, it's just a different type of work, right?
Right.
It's still hours of work, but now it's more managing other trainers,
Okay.
more traveling with clients as well. So it's still work. It's just a different type of work.
Yeah, of course.
And more branding and stuff. It's not as much training.
It's like overnight success that was 10 years in the making, right?
Correct.
Like that.
Perfect way to put it.
That's what they say. So you start as a personal trainer at this small local gym, right?
Right.
What happened next?
So I end up starting there, and man, it's crazy because it feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I end up starting there, right? I'm training there about, I want to say 6 months, and I start to find out from other trainers that they're making $3-4 more than I am an hour at like an LA Fitness, at a Planet Fitness, gyms like that, and they don't do anything.
How much were you making an hour at the time?
I was making $9 an hour.
$9 an hour.
$9
Do you know
an
what
hour.
they were charging the clients?
I think they were charging like $40 a session.
That's crazy.
And I was getting $9. Yeah, I was getting $9 an hour, and I wouldn't even get paid up front. Like they would pay, and then if I didn't train them, let's say they missed a session, he would just keep the whole 40, and I wouldn't get anything.
Damn.
Yeah, so I wouldn't get paid till after I trained them. Yeah. At the time, I didn't know how the business worked.
Of course.
I wasn't familiar with the training industry. I didn't know, myself now paying other trainers that work for me, you know, it's completely different.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it worked. But so crazy story is that 6 months in, start finding out other people are making more. And I basically asked him, hey, look, can we talk about a raise? Right. I'm basically at this point running the gym, closing shop, cleaning it, locking up. I had a key. I was doing everything. He was
Wow.
barely coming in at this point. It was like a private gym. And he tells me, hey, look, right now, you know, I'm in the process of an expansion, of course, because I'm bringing in all the clients, right?
Yeah.
So I don't have money to talk about a raise. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to figure something out, go somewhere else. I'm done working here.
Yeah.
Funny enough, the next day, it was literally the next day, some guy comes into one of the classes and I tell him, hey, look, this is an all-female class. You're not allowed to be in here. And he tells me, oh, I spoke to the owner. My sister's in the class. He told me I can join this one time. So I'm like, all right, call him. I ask him, confirm. He says, yeah, he's good to go. So I train him in the class. All right. Session finishes and he comes up to me. He's like, bro, this is one of the best like sessions I've ever had. He's like, do you happen to do one-on-one training? And I was in my head, I'm like, I got to figure this out, right? I've never done one-on-one training, but I was like, I got to figure this out.
Yeah.
It was all group classes. We were just doing group classes. And I started training him. I didn't start training. It was all group classes. And I tell him, let me talk to you once we're out of here. I'll go ahead and I'll tell you what I offer. So I'm trying to figure out, man, how much do I charge him? Where am I going to train him? You know, I'm trying to figure out all the ins and outs. And then I'm like, okay, let me call all the gyms in my area. So I started calling gyms in the area, inquiring as if I'm a client, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know, I'm looking to train. What do you guys sell packages for? Calling all the local gyms around me. So I go, you know what? At that time, you're thinking, I just want to be the cheapest. Right? I just want a yes. I want to get a yes. So I'm like, you know what? All right, $200 unlimited. You know, $200 sessions. I'll train you any day of the week you want, whenever you want. Not even an hour long. I'll train you for 2 hours. I didn't care. I wanted the $200 a month, right?
$200 a month?
$200 a month.
Unlimited sessions.
I have clients that pay more than that a session now.
Holy shit.
So yeah, unlimited. No, it gets better. It gets better. So I train him for a month. He gets great results. I'm training him now probably, I want to say 8 weeks. And then his sister, the one that he came to join in the class, says, I want to train with Mac too, right? And she starts training with me. Mind you, at the same time, I'm still training at the gym,
right,
training group classes. And she comes back 2 months later and she's like, while training with me, she's still going to the group classes. And all the girls are like, man, you look great. What are you doing? And she's
holy
like,
shit.
I can't tell you guys what I'm doing here, but I'll send you a text later. I'll let you guys know what I'm doing. So long story short, she tells all the girls she's training at my garage. I have 30 something girls a month later.
That's nuts. Garage. In your parents' garage. You were
parents.
Still living at home at the time?
I was still living at home.
Dude, that's crazy.
Still living at home. And this is the funniest part. When his sister trained with us, I said, I'll train the two of you at the same time for $50 more for the month.
Right.
So now for $250, I'm training 2 people.
Holy shit.
So it's really like what, $125 a month?
It's nothing.
Yeah. Nothing.
And how often were you training them?
Every single, I would say Monday to Friday, and then every once in a while, occasionally a Saturday here and there.
Oh my God. Bro,
yeah.
That's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work.
Holy
It was
shit.
a lot of work. It was but the funny part is that you're not even looking at the time going by.
Yeah.
You're not, oh, are we almost done? When's the next? You're just enjoying the whole process.
You fell in love with training people.
Fell in love with training people.
Wow.
Fell in love with it. And the best thing that could have happened was that I was passionate about it. Because I wouldn't have, who's going to do that amount of time for that price?
Right.
And actually give it their all to where the clients had transformations.
Yeah.
That price, nobody.
It's dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap, unless I don't even allow my trainers to charge less than $75 a session. These are trainers that are 20 years old that are fresh out of college. Like, I don't even allow them to charge that minimum,
Yeah.
So imagine.
That's nuts. So you started that. At that point, did you quit the job at that gym? Like, when did you quit?
Yes. So then eventually, I want to say after juggling both for like 6-7 months, I ended up telling him, hey, look, I'm done. And then funny enough, he found out through one of the girls, like maybe 2 months after I didn't even put in 2 weeks. I just quit like the next day I was out.
Yeah.
He found out, ended up sending me like a death threat. Basically, like, if I ever find you, I'll kill you, this, and this.
That's ridiculous.
He ended up going bankrupt.
Really?
His whole gym shut down.
Holy shit.
But all he had to do was give me a $2-3 raise.
Yeah.
He would have had 2 gyms, 3 gyms.
Yeah.
But instead of not even giving me 50-cent raise, he couldn't even give me, he didn't even offer me a raise. He was like, hey, look, right now I don't have it.
And you're making $9 an hour while you're training like 30 people at a time?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
$9 for
$9.
30 people.
Yes.
That's ridiculous,
And
bro.
each of those people, each one of those girls were paying, I think, $100 a month as their membership.
God,
So imagine
that's
he
nuts.
he's making 100 times 40, and I'm making $9 for the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you quit that job and then you opened up a garage in your parents' house. I mean,
Yes.
a gym in your parents' garage,
So
right?
then I have the garage in my parents' house. I wouldn't call it a gym, right? That garage was a garage.
What was it? What did you start with?
I mean, bro, there was like 5 pairs of dumbbells, rusty dumbbells, some rubber bands,
Yeah,
and like there was not. I didn't even have a mirror in that garage.
that's
I
crazy.
remember, this is one thing that'll always stick with me. I remember the first couple dollars that I made, literally the first like $100-$200 I made. I went to a glass store and I had them make me a mirror, right?
Holy shit.
And I didn't know what glass goes for, you
Yeah.
know? And I remember my parents telling me like, you know, they hit you over the head. Like you paid way too much for that.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember paying like $200 for like a mirror that was like a 4x4.
Oh my
like
God.
tiny mirror. And it's still there in my parents' garage, like hung up, you know?
That's awesome. And that was going to be my next question is like, what's your parents' reaction? You're 22 years old. You used to work at a gym. Now you're training like 30, 40 girls out of their garage. I'm sure your dad didn't mind it, but
this is the funny part. So my parents thought it was a joke, right?
Really?
My parents were like, hey, look, when are you going to wrap up this joke? Like, when are you going to put your college degree to use? You're going to graduate soon.
You went to college too?
Yeah. I got my bachelor's degree in exercise science.
Okay.
At
Oh,
FIU.
nice.
Yeah.
At FIU?
Yeah.
Me too.
You too?
Yeah, bro.
Nice, bro. Nice. So yeah, I was actually right about to get my college degree. Probably had like 2 semesters left, and they were like, hey, look, once your degree's up, you got to get a real job, right? So they told me. And imagine my parents, they're all, you know, hardworking middle class. Everybody, my 3 brothers are firefighters. My dad's a firefighter.
Wow.
My mom works at a bank. So like to them, this whole, you know, entrepreneurship, risking, this is not the norm.
Right.
For them, it's like, you know, play it safe, go 401k route, go, you know, the whole safe route, insurance and all that.
Right.
So they thought what I was doing was just gonna be like something to get by.
Right. They thought it was a hobby.
That it was a hobby, right? They thought it was a hobby to like, you know, pay my gas and pay my car insurance, stuff like that. It's minimal things. And then eventually, about I want to say a year in, you know, I'm probably making what a firefighter or more than what a firefighter is making, you know, a year in at 22, 23 years old.
You're making like what, 50, 60K a year at that
Bro,
point?
honestly, I was already making, 5-6 grand a month.
That's amazing.
You know, 5-6 grand a month. And like I said, I wasn't even doing this, you know, with a structured schedule. I didn't have invoicing. I didn't have a business plan. It was just like, hey, cash at me whenever you can, you know? But I did have a good amount of clients, which really did start to add up. You know, when you have 30 people, even if they're paying $200 each, $300 each, it'll start to add up. Of course. Over time. So I'm in my parents' garage. I want to say it's about a year in now in my parents' garage. My parents are like, hey, look, we want our privacy back. You can't keep running a business here. You know, my dad's like, bro, I can't even come out of my boxers and get laundry. Like, you got to find something, right? So, bro, I started looking for warehouses everywhere. I was looking for warehouses. My parents live in Kendall, so I was living in that area. Yeah. And I couldn't find anything. Everything I would find was like 5,000 square feet, you know, and I don't need that. Right. I'm doing one-on-one, you know, 1 to 2 training, 1 to 2 people training max. Like I could do fine with 1,000. I could do fine with 800, 700. So nothing. I kept on looking, couldn't find anything. Mind you, this whole time, my parents were like, hey, hurry up, get out, hurry up, get out. So I got this pressure, like, man, I got to figure something out. Yeah. Either I get out of this garage or I got to go get a 9 to 5. Yeah. One of the two. And I remember me and my dad would bump heads a lot. It got to the point where he's like, hey, come next month, I'm getting rid of all the weights. Oh, shit. That's how bad it got, right? Yeah. Which we laugh about it now because he's like my biggest fan. Of course. You see him and he's wearing my brand everywhere. Hell yeah. You know, but I get it. I get it too. You know, that vision is kind of blurred, especially very early on. Because you're talking about, hey, look, I want to be a personal trainer for the rest of my life, not working at a gym. There's no security. There's nothing guaranteed. So, and my parents came from everything guaranteed. You know, everything's safe. So I understood. I understand now. At the time, I didn't understand, but I understand now. Yeah. But so then fast forward, and one of my buddies tells me, hey, there's a gym opening up right across the street from FIU, that shopping center right there. And they're going to do a sublease program. Okay. Which at the time, a lot of gyms were not doing. You were either an employee or you couldn't work there. Right. So that was one of the first places I went. I started going over there. I think I was paying like $400 a month. They give you a key, and then you can train as many clients as you like, right?
Amazing.
So this is where I think, hey, I made it. You know,
Yeah.
now I'm out of my parents' house. You know, I have a legitimate business now, right? My parents can't tell me anything. So I
Yeah.
start working at this gym. I go ahead, move all my clients over, and luckily everybody was cool with it.
Yeah.
So I go over there, I start training over there, and I want to say 3 months in, right? 3 months in, I'm 23 years old at this point. I take out my lease, right? Me and my girl move into my lease, and my girl's still in school. I'm paying everything. Move in, I take out my lease. I buy her a French bulldog. I think at the time it was like a $4,000 dog.
God.
And then on top of that, remember, I'm only making like $5-6 grand a month,
Fuck.
right? So every dollar that I have saved, I'm spending.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not thinking save for what, right?
Yeah.
Then on top of that, I go and take out like a brand new car. I take out an Infiniti Q60, a red sport, right? Which
Oh, I remember those. Those are sick.
when
Yeah.
they first came out, which I think it was like an $800 payment, mind you. Like that's a lot when you're only making $5,000, right?
Of course.
So then I take on all these bills, and I'm like, hey, look, I made it. You know I spent a lot of money, but I'm gonna make it all back.
Yeah.
Little did I know, 3 months in, the gym owner tells us, hey, we're closing in about a month.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, nah, you kidding me? Like, there's no way, right? So now I'm like, I'm not even gonna tell my girl that he told me that. I don't want her to start freaking out. I'm not gonna tell anybody. I don't want to tell my parents. I don't want to tell anybody.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna get through this. You know, even if worst comes to worst, I gotta go back to my parents' garage and I gotta figure something out. Whatever. I'm gonna figure it out. Even if I gotta train at a park, 20 hours a day outside, I'm gonna figure this out. So I'm here thinking like, man, this is crazy. They're gonna shut the gym down after I took on all these bills, this, and this. It gets even worse, right? Christmas comes, okay? This whole thing where he tells me the gym is closing is in August, right? He tells us we have a month before the gym closes. My first Christmas ever as a trainer comes. I wasn't prepared for this. More than half my clients are like, yo, I'm going on winter vacation.
Oh.
I gotta buy Christmas gifts. I have other priorities. I can't train this month. I gotta go. So they all
Oh
bounce,
my
right?
God.
So at this point, I'm just like, all right, I'm down to my last penny. Like the gym is closing. I still don't know. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with this situation. And now on top of that, my salary gets cut in half, right? So I gotta figure this out. I go, this is my last chance right here. I gotta figure this out. And just somehow something clicks in my mind. And that's where that entrepreneurship just clicked. And I was like, all right, you know what? This is where I strategize. Started telling every client that I currently had, every time you bring me 2 people, you get a free month. Every time you bring me 2 people, you get a free month, right? So a combination of that plus a New Year's special, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pay for 2 weeks, get another 2 weeks free. I just started creating different packages. And I remember giving a lot of free trials at that time too. I was giving a lot of consultation sessions. And somehow, some way, I made it back from 10, 15 clients all the way back up to 20 something clients paying even more than the existing work, right?
Yeah.
So now I leveled up, but I still have the situation knowing the gym's gonna close very soon.
Right.
So sure enough, right? That same buddy, shout out to Jeff, he tells me, hey, there's another gym on Coral Way about like 2-3 blocks west that's doing the same thing. They're just opening, same thing. I'm like, no way. So I go over there, right? It's crazy. It's like another one, perfect timing. I go over there and I meet with the guy and he's like, hey, it's gonna be, I think it was like $600, a little bit more, right? But I was also making more, so it wasn't a problem. I go over there and same thing. I start subleasing. My clients start training there. And the cool thing about that gym was he had a thing where whoever had the best transformation every month, he would give the month free, right? So
Awesome.
I was winning that thing every single month. Like 4 months straight, bam, 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 bam. I was winning every time, right?
Yeah.
So it got to the point where he eliminated it.
Yeah.
There's like no more, like that's it. I'm done with that.
Was
right?
it your transformation or your clients?
My clients.
Okay, so if your client had a great
had the best transformation,
then your month would be free.
Exactly.
That's sick.
Like look, Joey, I remember this is the funniest thing. I remember he put all the trainers that worked at the gym in a group chat, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the month, he would say, all right, everybody submit yours into that group chat. So like every trainer, there was like 7-8 trainers at the gym. They could see who was putting in what transformation, right?
Yeah.
So it got to the point where, mind you, I'm the youngest trainer at that gym.
Oh, really?
Yeah, youngest trainer at that gym, right? I'm 20, at this point I'm 23, almost 24. And the rest of the trainers that are in there are anywhere between 26, 27 to 35, 36-year-old trainers
wow.
that they have skin in the game, been in the game 7, 8, 9 years already at this
Yeah.
point. And I remember we would submit, right? And it got to the point where like month 2, month 3 came around and nobody would submit anymore. It was just me. And the funny part was I wouldn't even just submit one. I would submit like 3 or 4 transformations.
Right.
So it got to the point where it was like, there's no point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no point.
So you had almost no overhead at that point.
I had almost no overhead.
For like 6 months.
For like 6 months, right? So I was like, this is beautiful. You know, it's working perfectly. But it ended up backfiring on me because he started to realize, man, this guy has so many clients, right? He would see I had so many clients that without telling me, he didn't tell me a single thing. He kept everybody's rate the same and he started raising mine.
Oh,
every month he would just tack on 100, tack on 150, tack like continuously, right?
Oh, shit.
Where it got to the point where I was there now like almost a year, I want to say, and I'm paying almost $1,000 a month, like sublease, right? And everybody else still paying $450, $500, whatever it is. Like, you know, it's a little bit more, but they're paying almost half of what I'm paying.
Yeah, it adds up.
And it adds up, right? So then, funny enough, I go, you know what? I'm going to start bringing some of my clients over to my apartment gym. So I take over there a handful of them. I start testing it out and I'm like, okay, I start training some of them in the mornings there. I'm like, all right, this is pretty smooth. I can do this, right?
Yeah.
And the building had a really nice gym. It was you know, it was doable, right?
What's your clientele at this point, like demographic wise?
It's celebrity, streamer.
No, not now.
Oh, like that time.
At that time.
At that time, a lot of middle class. Like
middle class.
Like I could tell you
like
what I was charging. Yeah, professionals, middle class. I would say I did have like, let's say between 20 something clients. I would say I probably had like 4 or 5 doctor, lawyer.
Okay.
Very well off entrepreneurs.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, blue collar. Like,
gotcha.
For the most part, 25 to 30-year-olds.
Nice.
More or less, right? So I think at that point I'm charging, I want to say around $45, $50 a session.
Nice.
At that point, yeah, $45, $50 a session, and I had established my business structure where now I had packages that I was selling versus like, hey, you could just pay this week for X amount of sessions.
Right.
You could just, you know, now it was like, here are my packages. You pay up front for the month. Now things were really starting to stack up.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So yeah, so at that point now it was like income was more consistent, income was greater.
Yeah.
And it was easier for me to control my schedule, control what comes in, what comes out.
Yeah.
You know.
And to backtrack a little, you said that your parents were just working class individuals.
Yeah.
And you're the entrepreneur of the family. Do you have any siblings, by the way?
3 brothers.
3 brothers. Oh yeah, they're all firefighters. They're all firefighters.
1 younger, 2 older.
So they're all firefighters. You're like the black sheep, quote unquote, of the family.
Correct.
You're like, I'm going to be a personal trainer and I'm not even going to work at a gym. I'm going to start my own business.
Correct.
What do you think planted that seed in your head?
I've always been different. I've always wanted to, you know, pave my own path. I've always just been, one thing about me is that if I'm not passionate about it, I'm not going to pursue it.
Right.
So for me, it was like, once I realize I'm passionate about something, I'll go head first. I'll go all the way in. And I don't allow myself to have a plan B.
Right.
So it was just like, okay, if I could make a career off of something I'm passionate about, there's no looking back.
Of course.
Like, this is it for me.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's.
Were your friends entrepreneurs, or were you following any entrepreneurs, to be honest, on social media? Social media wasn't even that big.
You know what's funny? Yeah, I was gonna say social media wasn't that big back then, but which we'll touch on this story later on. But I followed this one gym owner, right? Which I had like this dream of working in that gym.
Really?
And yeah. And
what gym was it?
It was DBC.
I never heard
of it. So it's DBC. It's in design.
Oh, it's here. I actually
district.
have heard of it. They train athletes or something, right?
Yeah, they train athletes. Yeah. Some of them do. But it was like, you know, the most prestigious gym probably in the country.
Yeah.
Right? And I had dreamt of training there. And I want to say this was like my junior year of college. So we're gonna go back like 10 years ago almost. Yeah, 10 years ago. And funny enough, fast forward from 10 years ago, about 5 years later, the owner of the gym reaches out to me to come in for an interview.
Oh shit.
And yeah, man, and I ended up working out, and the interview went great. And I ended up being there about 2 months.
Gotcha.
And then 2 months in is kind of when, aside from myself realizing, I had other people constantly like pushing it on me and telling me like, you can do this on your own.
Right.
You know, like you can create something of this caliber.
Yeah.
Maybe not exactly the same, but something of this caliber in your own way.
Right.
You know?
And sometimes you have to see someone else do it
Yes.
in order to not duplicate it, but
Right.
to
Have an
pave your
idea.
own.
Right.
Just a foundation, right?
Correct. To give you
Damn,
that
that's
foundation.
awesome. All right, so going back to the story. So you start at the apartment gym, right?
Right.
Clients are doing well.
Right.
What happens after that?
So I do a full move now. I take everybody from the gym to my apartment gym, right? And
which is free at this point.
Which is free. Yeah,
it's
completely
great.
free.
And it's probably empty too, because no one works out in an apartment gym.
And it's empty. And like I said, it was a nice gym.
Yeah.
Like a 2-story gym. It was a great gym.
Shit.
Yeah. It was really nice. It was nice. So, my clients were impressed. They gave them that good first impression. It's not like, hey, we're going over to my home gym. Like, no, this is a legit facility, right? So I'm there probably a year. It's going smooth. I'm already in my head, painting this picture that I'm going to be here like 3-4 years while I stack up, and then eventually open my own gym.
Right.
And sure enough, another hurdle, right? I want to say like after a year, literally right after a year, I get an email from the association. They're like, hey, we've been watching you running an illegal business now for the last whatever amount of time. Unfortunately, like if we catch you again, we're going to evict you. Like you're out. Right?
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, you know what? At this point, I'm just going to call it a bluff, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to see how long I can just wait it out. And sure enough, like a couple weeks later, police officer walks in. Walks into the apartment gym. But this is the funny part. The police officer that they sent was my next door neighbor.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's my neighbor. And I was cool with him. Right. So since I was cool with him, he comes in and he sees me and he's like, oh, shit, it's you. So he just like pulls me to the side. He's like, look, they called me in for you. He's like, but I'm going to let you know, look, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to embarrass you or say anything like that. He's like, but if you can, bro, like cut this out as quickly as possible. Because if they call me to come back the next time, I have to do something.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, look, brother, I get it. I understand completely. So at this point, I'm like, man, I'm going to have to go back to this gym, right? So, which I could, no problem. I can go back to the gym. We didn't end on bad terms or anything.
Right.
No bridges burned. So I tell one of my clients who's a realtor, hey, look, I need you to find me a property as quickly as possible that has a 2-car garage. So I'm like, I'm going to go back to my roots, but I'm going to have my own garage. I'm going to build it my own. I'm going to put the right equipment in there, and completely do it myself. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't even hesitate. She showed me the first house. The first house she shows me, I said, it's this one right here. This is the one. Right?
That's nuts.
And she's like, I have a whole list. You don't want to see the rest? I'm like, not really. Like, this is the one. Let's put an offer before it goes. Yeah. Right. And I'm young and I'm excited. And I'm just like, I don't want to lose this opportunity. I want it right now. And mind you, we're going to look at houses and I'm not even looking at the house. I'm looking at the garage.
Right.
Like we walk in and their realtor, the seller's realtor is like, oh, let me go ahead and show you the master bedroom. And I'm like, I don't care about the master bedroom. I just want to see the garage.
Right.
They must have thought I was nuts. And they're like, oh, what do you want the garage for? What car are you parking? And I'm like, oh, no. I just, I'm really into garages. I don't want to tell people I'm building a business in my house, right?
Yeah.
So then.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So then I tell her right away, call the owner. And it just so happened, the owner of that house was the guy that lived in front of the house.
Oh, shit.
Literally right across, the neighbor in front of the house, right? So he would buy and flip houses. So she's like, well, we can go across the street and you can meet him. And I'm like, oh, really? Yeah, awesome. Let's go. So we went across the street and right away he's like, man, I can tell, you're a hardworking kid. You have your head on right. I'm going to look out for you. I'll make sure that, the house ends up in your hands, whatever. So long story short, we didn't even see, I think we saw one more house and we didn't even not even 5 minutes in, I'm like, yo, let's just leave. Like, this isn't it.
Yeah.
Ended up putting an offer on the house, ended up getting the house. And then this is where it gets kind of rough. So I ended up getting the house. Obviously,
you bought the house.
I bought the house.
Wow. And you're 24?
At this point, I'm 20. Yeah, 24.
24. Wow, that's a huge milestone.
24. It was it was a $500,000 house.
Holy shit.
So 24.
Yeah, and that was what, like 7 years
2018.
ago? Yeah, 2018.
2018,
That's a significant house.
Yeah, so no, and the crazy part is now I'm like, damn, it's going for like 9 something right now.
It's nuts.
It is nuts. So I end up getting the house. I spend every single penny I have in my bank to get that house. And then I'm like, okay, I spent every penny. How do I build the gym now? Right?
Holy shit.
So now I'm like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. As little by little, as money comes in, I'll start adding to the house and I'll keep training at that gym over there. Right?
Gotcha.
So little by little, I just started, collecting money and then started adding piece by piece. And then finally I was like, you know what, bro, I want to get in this gym ASAP. So I took out a personal loan, a $25,000 personal loan. and I end up building out the entire gym.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like we ended up knocking down one of the walls,
Oh,
putting
wow.
putting like a legitimate entrance where it looks like a gym, like glass doors.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we went in.
Damn.
We installed an AC unit. We shut the entire garage. We sealed off like the garage door.
Right.
And till this day, people ask me, they're like, "Hey, whatever happened to that gym you used to have with the logo in the back and the gray walls?" I'm like, "That was a garage." And
That's
they're like,
nuts.
"Nah." I'm like, "Yeah, it looked like a gym.
Yeah.
because we did it so well." So I mean, I take out that loan. I'm in there, and mind you, while this whole thing is going on, the training, the building out the gym, I started a meal company. Like
Oh, wow.
a couple months before, started a meal company. So now I have a meal company. I have 2 chefs. I have 2 drivers, and then every night, whenever the meals were done, I would get home and stay up till 2 a.m. plating all those meals with my girl. Like we would just stay up plating all the food and all the lunch bags. It was like 20 to 30 bags. We would plate all the food, stuff all the bags with whichever meal was for whichever person. And bro, we were just grinding. Like it was a nonstop grind.
Personal trainer during the day and chef at night.
And then people don't know that. And then there was times where if the driver wouldn't show up, guess who's driving the meals? I'm driving the meals.
Yeah.
I'm taking all the meals in between clients. It was just nonstop.
Wow. That's nonstop. Crazy.
So yeah.
So that's nuts. You still have that meal company?
I don't. So actually I built the meal company to be like a reputable brand, a reputable name, and I sold it to the chef.
Wow. Congrats. Yeah. That's awesome.
Built it out of nothing.
Good for you, man. Holy shit. Started and exited in just a couple years.
Yep.
So you can have the gym in your garage, and then do you eventually get a warehouse?
Okay, so then this is
and I know we're going deep. I'm just very interested in the story.
No, for sure.
Because as I said earlier, it's a 10-year, it's overnight success that was 10 years in the making. So people have to hear it, you know?
True. Yeah, every year was something.
Yeah.
So then we're what is it, 20? Well, this is a really important part right here, which is big for us, which is 2018. We bought the house, and then 2020 is when COVID hits, right?
Right.
So 2020 hits, and this was huge. Excuse me. This was huge for us because all the gyms closed.
Yeah, every gym fucking closed.
Every gym's closed, but technically we're not a gym.
Right.
So now I tell my clients, I'm like, listen, whatever you do, don't post anything on Instagram that you're training here. You can tell people you're training here, but don't post it. I don't want people to know.
Right.
So I tell them, hey, you can tell people. Next thing I know, I start getting tons of DMs. I'm getting flooded.
Of course.
Hey, how much is it for training? Then I'm getting other DMs. Hey, I'm a trainer. I would like to train my clients in your gym.
Wow.
Then I'm getting other DMs. Hey, I don't need training. I would just like to pay a membership to come use your gym. Right? This is a garage.
Yeah.
That's maybe 350 square feet.
Oh my God.
And people are messaging me like if I own a corporate gym.
Yeah.
Like what's the membership? What's the fee? And I'm like, it's not how it works,
Yeah.
So we start getting clients like crazy. It starts getting crazy. And I remember telling my girl, I told her, hey, listen, I'm gonna need you to become a trainer. Like we're turning down so many clients that I need you to become a trainer.
Right.
And at the time she was cooking for the meal company.
Okay.
Right? She was going to school and she was one of the people cooking for the meal company. We had her, and then we had like an actual chef, some guy who was like 70 years old that had cooked for years, like celebrities, like the whole nine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's the one that I sold the company to. So I tell her, hey, look, quit that, come and train. She starts training now, fills her book. So now her and I are in there. We're in a garage with clients all day, like clockwork, right?
That's nuts.
And during this time, it's funny how life works. During this time, it's like, man, it's getting too busy for the both of us. Like, we're going to have to open a gym. I get that message from the owner of DBC. Hey, we'd like for you to have an interview with us and come in for an interview, whatever. And that's when that happened. I went in for an interview and I went over there. And that's when I was like, this is a sign. I needed this to happen so that I could grow and you could keep the garage to yourself and train all your clients in the garage. But it was the wrong sign. I was seeing the wrong sign. The sign was for me to go and do my own thing,
right?
Not to work in somebody else's space,
right?
And so I end up training there, right? This is the best part of the story right here that everybody loves. I end up training there, and I get one client within those 2 months. That one client that I get in those 2 months, I end up leaving and I end up going over back to my garage with that client, right?
Yeah.
And that client tells me, hey, bro, why don't you open your own? And I go, well, I mean, that costs an arm and a leg, and I don't have that. He goes, what would it cost realistically? And I'm thinking, well, for my space, my size, probably like 50 grand, 60 grand. And he goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, if you go take out the lease, you sign the lease, I'll buy all the equipment. And I'm like, nah. He's like, yeah, I'll buy all the equipment. I go, man, I don't really want to be in debt to anybody. He's like, no, there won't be any debt. You just train me for X amount of time that equates to whatever the equipment comes out to.
No way.
So I'm like, yo, I'm like, don't play with my emotions like that, bro. That's crazy. Like, don't tell me that. He's like, you know what? He's like, I'll tell you what, don't even worry about the training. I just want to see you succeed. Go and take out the lease. As soon as you find the space that you're ready to start training out of, I'll send you the money. So I'm like, bro, this is crazy, right? This whole time people were telling me that's nuts. I wouldn't take that risk until he gives you the money in hand. I wouldn't sign on the lease until like money's in hands, right? And I'm like, nah, I can trust this guy. Like it's something in my gut is just telling me to do it. But
Right.
really, I think it was just subconsciously, I wanted to make it happen.
Yeah.
You know, like whether it was gonna happen to him or not, I was just like, let me believe it so it'll happen.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I started looking for a bunch of places. I started looking, and I think it was like it was the fifth spot that I found. I had tried 4 other spots and they weren't taking, like something didn't work. They either wanted too much, they wanted me to, you know, whatever the price. One place wanted me to install AC for them. It was like a bunch of things that just didn't work. And finally I find this one spot and I was like, this spot is perfect, right? Like you could just tell it was just like the spot, you could feel it. And I remember, so I'm there and I even told the realtor that found it for me, I was like, I want to buy the spot. I don't want to rent it. And the landlord was like, look, you can't buy this. It's not for sale. You can only lease it, right? So I'm like, that's fine. I don't even haggle. I don't haggle anything. I don't say, hey, let me get a month free. Let me get 2 months free. You know how people normally,
Yeah.
you know, or
negotiate the lease.
no negotiating. I take the spot right on the spot and I call him and I'm like, hey, guess what? I just signed on it. He's like, man, that's awesome, bro. That's incredible. He's like, send me your wire info to your bank. I'm going to send all the money. All right, perfect. So I'm like, man, I'm excited. I'm about to get this, you know, this gym rolling. I'm about to get all the money, this and this. And like 2-3 hours passed by and like nothing's came in. Like I haven't even got a response. Like, hey, I got the info. I'll be sending it now. Like nothing. I'm like, that's kind of weird, right? I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to bother him. I'll wait till the next day. Next day comes. He's supposed to train that day. Doesn't show up to training. I'm like,
shit.
that's weird. So I text him like, yo, you good? Everything okay? No answer. I'm like, you know what? There's no way he's going to bail on me. There's no way. I'll wait until his next session when I see him in person. So next session comes. I text him. No answer. I call him.
Oh my God.
Call him. No answer. I'm like, nah, bro, there's no way this is happening. My girl's like, I told you. My mom, my dad are like, I told you. You shouldn't have done this. I told you. Now you're stuck. You got this payment every month. You have no money to put gym equipment in there. Mind you,
Oh, fuck.
I had just finished paying off that $25,000 personal loan. So like I had nothing, you know, I really had nothing to my name. And I'm like, man, what am I going to do? Like this, I got this space. This guy bailed on me, right? But you know what? Honestly, and looking back, it was the best thing that could have happened, right? Because he pushed me to go ahead and get that space.
Yeah.
So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell my house. So market was up. I remember all my neighbors' houses were for sale. Like I would literally drive the block and every house had a for sale sign.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, everybody's selling. So then my client that's a realtor starts telling me everybody's selling because the housing market is insane right now for a seller. And I'm like, how much do you think I can get for mine? And she starts throwing out these numbers, these crazy numbers, like, oh, you can get 650, you can get 6 something for it. And I'm like, what? At 25 years old, I'm like, I can make 100 and something grand in my pocket right now. Like, that's a crazy number to me, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, cash, like that's mine. Like after everything, I keep that. She's like, no, I'm serious. You could probably even make 200. I'm like, show me I can make 200. I'll sell the house tomorrow. So she starts selling me other competitors on the block. And I'm like, all right, let's test the waters. Within a week, we had a cash buyer come.
Holy shit.
They're like, hey, we want to give you 550. We put the house for 665. They're like, we want to give you 650. Just like that. And I'm like, what do you think? Should we do cash? And at the time, I didn't know all the benefits of a cash buyer.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, are you crazy? Taking a run, right?
Yeah.
So they come in, see the house, love the house, offer 650. A week later, house is sold.
Wow.
Gone out of the house. And then here's the best part. The gym that I built in that garage, I don't know if you remember, but like during COVID, everybody was on their health tip. Everybody wanted to start working out.
Yeah.
You know?
I was too.
You're on your health tip. Everybody wanted to start running outside. The whole thing.
I started riding my bike.
There you go.
Yeah.
You see? So then what happens when everybody's on their health tip? Gym equipment goes up.
Yep.
Right? So remember, I spent 25 grand to build it. I ended up selling everything in there that was used for 2 years for 25 grand.
Nice.
Cash, like
Yeah.
aside from the house.
Dude, it was hard getting gym equipment back
Super
then.
hard. You couldn't get
Yeah,
dumbbells.
you
Dumbbells were like
couldn't get-
gold back
I
in that
know.
time. Yeah.
Dude, I used to buy gym equipment at Dick's and flip it. Because
Yeah,
back
you
then
could.
it was before I had my firm.
Right.
Dude, I'd buy it for like $200, sell it for 400. I made like 10 grand in like
Easy.
2 months. It was great.
Easy. Yeah. So then basically I started building out the lab, you know, which at the time wasn't the lab, but it's the lab
Yeah.
now. Start building it out, and little by little, man, just started putting it together. And I want to say probably within 6 months, 7 months, the lab was built.
Wow.
You know, lab was done, yeah, and we had a lab up and running. I mean, it's not what it is now, but we
Right.
had enough to run, you know, to get it up
Yeah.
and running. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
man, that's when we got it.
And now you're training celebrities, streamers. Who's your first celebrity client?
Man, my first celebrity client, and I say this all the time, Yuli Monster, boxer from Miami.
I don't even know who that
He's
is.
so he has the world's fastest knockout in bare knuckle.
Oh shit.
Yeah, world's fastest in any combat sport.
Wow.
UFC, boxing, the whole nine. World's
What is
fastest.
it? 1 second?
I think it was 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
3 seconds. Fastest knockout ever.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
And that's huge that you're training fucking athlete, right? Like
Yeah.
you go from training lawyers and doctors and now
Yep.
one of the best bare knuckle fighters is saying, "Hey, I want
Yep.
you to be my trainer."
And the craziest part was that I remember watching him. I remember watching his championship fight on TV like 3 months before. I ended up
Really?
training him. Yeah,
That's nuts.
which is even crazier.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Do you think that opened a lot of doors for you?
Oh, that opens everything. That
Yeah.
was the first domino that got kicked.
Yeah.
First one.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody all the time, he may not be the biggest celebrity. You know, he's got like a close to, I would say, like 60, 70,000 followers, whatever, but he's easily the most valuable piece, you know,
Right.
because him being the first celebrity, you know, he's more of a local celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Him being the first celebrity to believe in me, somebody of that caliber to believe in me, allowed everybody else to kind of, you know, believe in me and see me the same way.
Yeah, of
So,
course.
Yeah, man. I mean, trained him for his fight. First time I ever trained him. Ends up winning his fight by knockout, which was great, right? And then from there it was just like a domino effect.
Yeah.
One person after another, producer, artist, athlete.
Drop some names.
Kept going. Mafio, Russian, Phantom. Who else? Justin Jefferson. Who else is on the list? There's a good amount of people.
Aiden Ross.
Aiden Ross, Speed now. Who else? There's like a list. I feel like I'm missing so many people right now. Dana Brooke. Who else? A bunch of
hard to
local
remember.
local influencers as well.
Right.
If I go to my Instagram, I can pull them all up.
Right.
But yeah, Mariah's another one. She's an artist.
That's crazy.
It's a good amount of people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yasiel Puig is another one. Trying to like pull them all in there. But yeah, I've it's been quite about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I would say at least 10 to 15.
Right. And I've heard from other personal trainers that one of the biggest benefits of training high net worth individuals and celebrities that you get to learn so much from them.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Are you having a lot of conversations with them while you're training them?
So while we train, not really, but after we train, yes.
Gotcha.
You know, during the training, we're locked in for the
Yeah.
most part. We're really locked in. But after the training, yes, like you know, outside of the gym and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome. And then you've traveled with some of your clients too, right?
Traveled a lot.
Who do you travel with?
I mean, I've traveled with Mafio. I've traveled with Aiden.
How long do they take you on like a trip for like a week or what? Like,
I've been gone. I went to Australia. We were gone for like, man, more than 2 weeks at that time.
holy shit.
We went to LA. We went to Australia, then back to LA, then to
With
Miami.
who?
With Aiden.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's nuts. So how did your business run while you were in Australia for 2 weeks?
So I have 2 other trainers.
Okay.
Right. And they just hold it down. So we
Nice.
actually have in total, we have like 42, 43 people that go to the lab. right?
Okay.
But I only train about 4 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I only train 4 people.
You
'cause
yourself, you train 4 people.
4 people, that's it.
That's
My
it.
2 other trainers train everybody else. And the thing is I don't really have time to, because right now I'm actually in the position where my career is on a pivot where I'm going more into like a mentor position.
Okay.
So now what I'm really locked in on is my mentorship is basically like a branding course for other
Nice.
trainers. So basically it's like teaching other trainers how to scale their business, how
Yeah.
to grow their brand, how to market,
Nice.
the back end of a business, you know, like something that I wish I had,
Yeah.
you know, 9 years ago.
That's
So
awesome.
now being able to offer something that I wish I had 9 years ago, I can see clients, going from students going from $2,000 to $3,000 to $10,000 to $12,000 a month
Oh, wow.
within 4 to 5 months, which took me 9 years.
Yeah.
You get me? So that's, for me, I'm in the position now, or I'm at the point now in my career where it's more rewarding to see those people being able to have that career they're passionate about take off.
Right.
Versus like a transformation,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It's extremely rewarding when you see somebody have a healthier lifestyle. And I've had clients that they get their life back,
Yeah.
losing 100+ pounds.
Wow.
Their quality of life completely changes,
Yeah.
which is amazing and it's super rewarding. But when you see somebody who's like, hey, everybody doubted that this could be a real career. Everybody doubted that this could be consistent or that it could be something that was high valued. And then they're able to prove to their family, their friends, all the doubters, because you helped them through that process.
Yeah.
That beats that.
100%.
At least in this stage of my life, like it beats it. Because I was in that position. I was that kid at 22, 23 years old where everybody was like, oh, this is a joke. It's not going to last. You're wasting your college degree.
Yeah.
So to be able to see other people excel in that same career, in that same field, you can't beat that.
Of course. And 2 follow-up questions to that. One in regards to your trainers and one in regards to the coaching program. In regards to your trainers, how was it hiring other trainers, and how did your clients react, and how were you able to kind of pivot to say, look, I know it's not me training them, but they're just as good as me or whatever. Like, how did that work out?
It definitely was it definitely was a handoff situation, right?
Yeah.
Like, it definitely was a process. It wasn't just like, hey, here's your new trainer.
Right.
It wasn't like that. But so how I did it was I actually had 12. I've gone through 12+ trainers, to get the 2 that I have.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, whether we didn't have the same vision, whether, scheduling, whatever the case may be, right?
Yeah.
I have 2 that are extremely solid. I have one, Chris, has been with me now, I want to say almost 3 years in December. David's been with me a year and change.
Wow.
So there's some really solid players. But basically how it started was with Chris. So I had shoulder surgery. It was very organic how it started. I had shoulder surgery and I needed somebody to help me train my clients because I couldn't, there was nothing I could do.
Why'd you have to get shoulder surgery?
I tore my rotator cuff like 6-7 years ago.
Gotcha.
But I would just push through it,
Yeah.
It got to the point where it was so bad that I was losing sensation in my hands.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I started messing around with nerves. Like, it started getting bad, so I had to do it. But long story short, I have Chris, which is my cousin, my little cousin. Chris is 21 years old now. So at the time he was 18 when he started with me, fresh out of high school. Literally, he used to come just help me out, like re-rack the weights and stuff like that, right? Just literally come and hang out.
Yeah.
And through that time, just shadowing me and watching me interact with clients, watching the workouts. And we would obviously work out together, before I had my surgery. So he was really getting the hang of, certain workouts and things like that. He was getting comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And he started slowly, like, I started adding him into my client sessions. Like, hey, Chris, show my client this exercise, show my client that movement. And my client started to get familiar with him. So at this point, imagine 20-something people are seeing him almost every day.
Yeah.
They're getting comfortable with him. They're getting familiar with him. And then, as you know, when you build a relationship, people want to see you succeed.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, you know what, Chris? Yeah, put me through a workout today, And little by little, it just organically happened where people were like, I don't mind if Chris trains me today.
Oh, nice.
And don't get me wrong, though. I did have a good amount of people that were like, if it's not you, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Right. That, of course, is going to happen with any business, right?
Of course, yeah.
If you send somebody else to fight a case, they're going to say something. It's going to be different.
Yeah.
So it took a while for everybody to be okay with it. Even obviously till this day, some people are like, I'm only training with Mac, right? But that's where the premium comes in. And, you try to redirect them. But
yeah.
So, I mean, it started happening. And then little by little, I mean, he was probably, I want to say when I started training with Aiden, Chris was probably in 2 years now at this point. So at this point, my clients had known him for 2 years. My clients had seen my journey. And my clients were like, hey, look, we support whatever you're doing. We understand. We're in great hands with Chris. And when I took off with Aiden, it was just full time. Like, I was traveling with him all the time.
Wow.
I wasn't only training him. I was training him and I was training his whole group. So I really didn't have time. There was a point where I didn't come to the lab for like 3 months.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I didn't have
That's awesome though.
It is.
That's cool. How did you meet Aiden?
I actually met Aiden through Millionaire Barber.
Okay.
Right? He used to cut his hair.
Nice.
So then he saw his transformation.
Yeah.
Right? Like he saw his results and then started just asking him about, who's your trainer, this and that.
Holy shit.
And yeah, man. And long story short, he ended up introducing me to him, and we clicked right away.
That's awesome. Holy
And
shit.
training him, I literally 2 weeks in, we took off to Australia.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
he was still training every day in
Every day.
Australia, no matter where he was.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, we were locked in.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that people like take their trainers around like that.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a thing. It's a thing now. It's big time. A lot of people are really taking their health serious, their fitness serious.
They are.
And remember, especially nowadays with like the mental health and how effective fitness is for mental health.
Yeah.
And it's something where people like they can't live without.
Right.
And I get it. Not being able to work out when I had my shoulder surgery, I was able to relate with people that have, suffer from mental health issues.
Yeah.
More than ever. Because
Right.
I was like, man, I didn't realize how fitness was really my drug. It was my out.
Yeah.
It removed a lot of anxiety. It removed a lot of, when people have depression, I know fitness is a huge, huge, huge positive.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Without a
man.
doubt, that natural
Fitness,
dopamine.
That natural dopamine, getting those endorphins rushing,
Yeah.
it's a real thing.
When do you have time to work out if you're training people all day?
Well, now, my schedule, like I train 4 people.
Yeah.
So normally this is my thing. I'm either on a Zoom call with a student, right? Either doing content with Danny or I'm training one of my 4 clients.
Gotcha.
Right?
Who are your 4 clients now?
So right now I'm training Lambo Raul,
Okay.
right? Lambo Raul, Lacey, another streamer,
Okay.
Speed, and then who's the last one that I trained? Oh, Mariah. There you go.
Who's Mariah?
Mariah is she's an artist that works with Karol G.
Oh, nice.
She has a song actually on YouTube with 1.2 billion
Holy
views.
shit.
1.2 billion.
I saw Karol G in her pink neon or chrome.
Oh yeah,
812 at
I saw
Komodo, bro.
I saw that clip.
Yeah.
It was on Only a Date, right? Or something
No,
like that.
I saw it. No, I
you're
saw
the one
her.
that
Yeah, I
posted it. You
posted that.
posted it,
I
yeah.
posted it.
I saw you posted. That's right.
Everyone
that's
was
right.
standing around. I'm like, who is that? They're like, Karol G. I'm like, I fuck with her music. Let me put it.
That's right.
video
That's
up.
right. It was you that posted. That's
yeah,
funny.
that's awesome. And can I ask you, what do you charge per hour?
Right now I'm charging $250 an hour.
$250 an hour. So
$250
that's
an
why
hour.
you really only have those select clients.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I'm sure it has to be a combination of the clients being able to afford you and you really wanting to train them.
Yeah, I mean, now it's funny. I had this conversation with somebody recently. It's more of, do I really want to train this person? Do I feel like they're serious enough
Yeah.
to fully lock in,
Right.
and become a transformation? I
Yeah.
get to pick and choose like who I want to train.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's
That's
not
incredible.
even, yeah.
$250 a
$250.
day. Well,
$250
for
an
1 hour.
For an hour.
1 hour, bro. You were
More than
charging
what I
that
charge
for
a month.
more. You were charging $200 a month
Yeah.
to
at that
start.
point.
That's crazy.
It is. Which is
Wow,
crazy.
man. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So with the money comes a little bit of toys, right? So
Of
I see
course.
you have a
Of course.
presidential on your wrist.
Yeah.
I'm a huge watch guy. I've got a ton of watches, man.
Shout out to Timepiece.
Yeah,
Right?
shout out to Timepiece. I got a watch from them yesterday.
Fire.
Yeah, bro.
What'd you get?
I got the green chrono AP 50th anniversary. Yeah.
Nice, bro.
Crazy
Nice,
piece.
nice.
They just have to take out a link for me. So Sean picked it up today. He'll drop it off tomorrow.
That's a dope watch.
Yeah, bro.
Congrats.
Thank you, man. I love it. And I didn't think I'd ever want to spend that much on a steel watch.
Yeah.
But I always wanted a Royal Oak.
What did that come out to?
I paid 60 grand for the watch about. But yeah,
60 grand, yeah.
yeah. But they hooked it up.
Yeah,
They hooked it
yeah.
up.
For sure.
I
for
send
sure.
them a ton of business. So.
Yeah. Nah,
And-
same
yeah,
here.
they're
same
fam.
here.
They're fam.
I send them a bunch of clients.
Yeah,
stuff,
bro.
for
It's
sure.
look, it's fun sending people clients when you know they're going to take great care of them and give them a great experience.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
And people always hit me up because they know I'm like the watch and the car lawyer.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all my lawyer friends.
That's what I
when
saw on your page.
Yeah, bro.
Cars
when
and
they want
watches.
a car or a watch, they're like, "Yo,
Yeah.
Joey, what should I get?
This guy
Where
knows.
should I go?" And I just take all my friends to Timepiece.
It's the
And I'm
move,
like, "Yeah,
man.
I'll go with you." And I love watches.
I send all
bro.
my clients to Timepiece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when'd you get that?
I got this one last year in, I want to say November.
That's a badass
Last
watch,
year,
man.
November. Yeah, this is when I really rewarded myself. This is actually right after I had launched my mentorship.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I had went and I was like, this is my reward. you know?
Nice.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. But that's basically my main focus. To get back to like my daily schedule,
Yeah.
basically it's really just shooting content for that. You know,
Right.
I have a course that I just launched right now. It's actually a new course. It's on School. I don't know if you heard of School before.
I've seen it. I don't know what it is. Tell me about it.
So School is basically a platform where you can create a community for an industry. So basically,
Oh.
like whatever it may be, whether you're into like trading, whether you're into photography, whether you're into, you know, marketing, whatever it is, fitness as well.
Yeah.
So basically you have a course that's in there with video modules, basically breaking down, like it's almost like a class. You're breaking down the entire structure of your business.
And they help you create it?
And no, you create this on
you
your
create
own.
it on your own.
Yeah, so like Danny's the one that did all of it, you know.
Gotcha.
So basically you create that, and then it's what's cool about it is there's a leaderboard system. So people have to be engaging and have to be active on it in order to unlock the next piece of content.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so it basically makes learning, you know, funner.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it fun and it makes it more interesting.
That could be good for training employees, maybe too.
It could be. It could definitely be.
Wow. I got to look into that.
For sure. Because then, you know, they're on their shit because they have to unlock the next one.
Yeah.
You know? So
that's awesome. It's SKOOL, right?
Correct. SKOOL.
Nice. And the people that you're coaching, they're throughout the nation, the whole nation?
All over.
Wow.
I have people in Puerto Rico. I have
Holy
people
shit.
I have people in Venezuela. I have people everywhere.
Wow.
Everywhere. Brazil, in the States.
What do you charge for
all
that?
Over. Right now we're charging $997 for lifetime access. Actually, it's $997 for $1,000 lifetime access.
That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Wow.
Think about it. My college degree was like 45 grand.
Yeah, man.
You get me? And I'm not really using it anywhere near what I'm using versus the experience and knowledge that I've gained throughout time. You know.
So the $997, that gives them access to school?
Gives them access to the school. They have literally all of my business for $997.
Wow.
Down from my parents' garage, what I learned in my parents' garage, all the way into celebrity clients.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Is it a one-time fee or it's monthly?
One-time fee.
That's nothing.
One-time fee for $1,000. Yes.
Wow,
yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
And it's that price now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for now.
I mean, by the time this is gonna air in probably like a month.
Yeah, it might be double by then.
By then, bro.
Whoever's watching this,
it's too cheap.
Get on it right now.
Yeah.
So.
What are some success stories you've had on there?
Man, we actually just had this guy, Lewis. I can actually play this for you. I'm going to play this for you really quick.
Yeah, let's see it.
I got a voice note from him, and I was like, damn, this was awesome.
Put it next to the mic.
Yeah, I'm going to put this on right now. This was perfect timing. He sent this to us yesterday, I think. We got this yesterday, right, Danny? This voice note? When was it? Oh, no. We got it on Tuesday. So this is what he said.
Yo, what's up, Mac, man? I appreciate it, bro. Like, I'll be really... putting in effort to help you out, like engaging in every content that you put up. To be honest with you, man, like I'm so appreciative. This has been like crazy for me since I started with you, bro. Like I have gotten like so many clients. I've been helping so many people. That's like I'm so grateful for, because right now, like one of my goals I even told you at the beginning was to hit 10K. And I trusted the process, and bro, like right now I'm over that. I have like over like 55 clients, and it's crazy how everything is moving. I'm just like I'm so glad I started it with you, bro. Like it's amazing how everything is going.
Yeah, bro.
That's awesome. He's making over 10K a month.
Over 10K a month, and he started with me making like 2K, 3K.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he actually owns a gym now. When he started with me, he was working at a gym.
Damn.
Now he owns a gym. Yeah.
Damn, you changed his life. And you you launched this less than a year ago.
I launched it less than a year ago, yeah. And
wow.
when we first launched it, it was just like a bunch of PDFs.
Yeah.
Right? We just transitioned it now onto school, where now you have videos, you have a community, you can engage with other trainers.
Wow.
So imagine you're getting, at the same price, you're getting 10x the amount of quality and 10x the amount of value.
That's amazing, man. Good luck with that.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see that grow for you.
We already have, man, we launched the school on Friday. We have like 19 members already.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I feel like there's so many similarities between personal training and what's now business coaching.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yes, absolutely.
You got to hold people accountable, show them the way.
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of those skills translated over.
The thing is with fitness, right? At the end of the day, it's very similar with business, because you have to be mentally strong.
Yeah.
Whatever you put in is what you're going to get out at the end of the day. And the only person that you can blame is yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there's a very big correlation, and I don't care what anybody says. You're going to be your most successful when you're your fittest, when you're in your best shape.
Right.
So like people who are out of shape, overweight, bad blood work, they're definitely going to be more sluggish. They're not going to be as productive. They're not going to have that clarity. So they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be your best at business, for sure you got to be in shape.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Have you ever heard of 75 Hard?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's great for people who need that push, who need
Yeah.
that, you know, some extra structure, who need something to be held accountable with. But I mean, I don't think there's certain things I agree with it, certain things I don't, right? I'm really big on balance. I'm really big on sustainability.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people who do that, once they do it, they feel this sense of accomplishment. Like, all right, I did 75 hard. Now I can take a break.
Right.
Versus where it shouldn't be like that.
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't
be
you know?
ongoing.
It should be constantly. It's a lifestyle. To
Yeah.
me, that's the biggest word, lifestyle.
100%.
If it's not a lifestyle, it's like, why even start?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And it has to get to a point where it's part of your daily routine. Like I've been working out since I'm 14 and I'm turning 28 now. So it's like 14 years.
Look at that.
I mean, look.
Half your life.
Yeah. People ask me like, how many times a week do you work out? I'm like, I don't know, 5, 6. Like at this point for me, it's like brushing my teeth. Like
exactly.
I go to sleep, I brush my teeth, I eat, and I go to the gym. Like that's part of my daily routine.
Habit. Yeah.
And it takes time, I think, to develop that. But I'm sure in the beginning, you know, you give people that extra push. And I'm sure you even have clients that have always been very into fitness, but now they want to take it to the next level.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So that's awesome. And what are your takes on like alcohol and
moderation?
Right? All right.
So obviously I tell people, so you got to pay to play. So if I tell my clients, if you've been drinking alcohol, you know, for the last year, you've been eating junk food for the last year, don't expect for me to be as lenient with you as I am with somebody who's been locked in.
Right.
And they only drink, you know, on the weekend or occasionally. They can still, this person can have alcohol and so can this person. But this person has to be a lot stricter, a lot tighter, just because you were playing a lot more. Now you got to pay.
Right.
You know, so I think, like I said, there's a balance. You got to earn it. So like my clients a client that just walks in, and they're like, hey, I want to lose 50 pounds. They're 50 pounds overweight. Well, guess what? We're not touching alcohol for the first 4 to 5 months. You're not touching alcohol.
Right.
Like, I don't care. You don't need it. How much does this mean to you? You know, but if I have a client who's, you know, hey, look, I've always been into fitness. I just want to take it up another level. They're sitting around 10, 11% body fat already. You know, you can have your drink. You can have 1 or 2 drinks on the weekend. It's not going to make or break you.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to the severity of the client.
Yeah.
Really.
And in terms of pre-workout, and I'm just going to ask you questions that I'm genuinely curious about.
Go for it, bro.
I drink a Celsius every day.
Not good for you.
It's not good?
It's not good for you, man, at all.
Really?
I'm not big on energy drinks at all. You look at the ingredients, you can't even pronounce 90% of the things that are in it. So I'm not a fan of it.
So what do you recommend?
Coffee.
I drink a lot of coffee too.
Even if you're combining that and coffee, you're on a bad start right now, man.
I know. Path. Shit. All right.
How's your sleep?
I sleep well, dude.
Do you?
Yeah, I sleep so
I mean,
well.
everybody has a different, everybody has a different tolerance. So
I fall asleep like this, dude.
I mean, your tolerance is good then. You know? Everybody has a different tolerance, right? But rule of thumb is like you shouldn't be having more than 200-300 milligrams of caffeine a day. And the Celsius alone, you have 200. You add coffee.
And I drink espressos like at 1 an hour. Bro, today I drank 2 espressos when I woke up, another one when I started working, a Starbucks. I had 3 shots of espresso, a Celsius, and then another espresso before the show.
You're doing like 600-700
at least
milligrams of caffeine a day, bro. That's insane. I wouldn't sleep for a week if I had that. That's crazy.
I don't know.
I mean, it all depends, right?
Yeah, but it depends. But best pre-workout, you would say, is just straight up coffee?
For me, I tell people all the time, coffee, and then if you can put some pink salt and some water right before, that's perfect. It'll keep you hydrated, good for electrolytes. So that and coffee, you're good.
Nice. I have liquid IVs. Do you recommend those?
Liquid IV has a lot of sugar. Yeah. There's other ones.
I got to revamp my whole kitchen.
I mean, listen, like they're good for a hangover.
But
not to just have one throughout the day, you know?
Right.
Yeah, no.
No, I usually drink it after a night of drinking.
That's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Because you want the sugar after then.
Exactly.
Know? That's when you want it.
Exactly.
But like if you're somebody who just wants to sip on something to hydrate throughout the day, you're getting extra sugar there for no reason.
Yeah. No, I drink a ton of water. I probably drink over a gallon a day.
Yeah, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, I drink a ton of water. All right, that's cool. And in terms of like protein shakes, do you recommend protein shakes to clients?
I do recommend protein shakes to clients. There's nothing wrong with that. I do tell people not to survive on them though. Not to be having 3-4 protein shakes a day.
Right.
Because real food is always gonna beat, a supplement anytime.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with that. And the other thing is when it comes to caffeine, right? Some people that are already predisposed or they have high blood pressure, you want to stay away from it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, which you're probably good. You probably have low blood pressure. That's why you can crank so much caffeine and you're chilling.
And
Go
I'm
to sleep
normal.
like a baby, bro. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you, I put my head on the pillow.
Yeah.
I get in bed, I scroll on Instagram for 30 minutes. I'm like, all right, put my phone down.
And
I'm
you're
out.
And you're
I'm
out.
out, bro.
Yeah. That's how
I'm
it should
knock
be,
on
though.
wood.
You know,
Yeah.
that's how it should be. Me, like, if I have a Celsius or a half a Celsius, like, bro, past 2 p.m., I'm not sleeping.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I drank my Celsius at like 6 p.m. today.
Oh, no.
Hopefully I sleep tonight. We'll
I'd
see
be
how
up
it
until the
goes.
next day.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So protein shakes are fine. In terms of intermittent fasting has become like
Amazing.
a big thing now.
Amazing. I have all my clients do it.
Really?
All my clients, if their goal is fat loss, I have them do it.
Can you build muscle while you're intermittent fasting?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
100%. As long as your protein intake is right, as long as you're timing your nutrients before your training, after your training, 100%. Your sleep
Okay.
as well. Definitely.
What do you recommend? An 8-hour window?
8-hour window. Yeah,
Okay.
8-hour window is easy. I even have some clients who are like really sensitive to it that are like, hey, I can't do it. I have a headache or whatever the case may be. Start with a 6.
Okay.
But 8 is ideal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And for people that
10-hour window for you.
10-hour
window instead of the 6. I meant to say a longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I work out if I don't have a late night for work or whatever, and I want to wake up early. I can wake up early. I like to work out at like 6 a.m. before I eat anything. Do you?
That's fine.
What do you think about that?
No, that's perfectly fine. I work out fasted all the time.
Oh, you do?
There was a stage in my life where I would have clients in the morning, right? I would fast until about 1 p.m. I would have my clients in the morning, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Then I would train myself, and then I would have my first meal.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. You will adapt to it. You know?
Yeah. I feel fine when I
You
work
hydrate
out.
Before, you're good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ton of water.
And there's a ton of benefits, too, to training fasted as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Like weight training, too?
Weight training.
Yeah.
Weight. It's actually, they've shown studies with like cognitive, where it increases cognitive function a lot. Like when you do that, because you put your body under a type of stress that it's not used to, and allows your body to handle more stress.
Right.
You know? So yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. I had no idea about that.
It's a hack right there.
Yeah. And then when it comes to when you're doing the intermittent fasting, you said protein's important so you can continue to build muscle.
Correct.
What's the rule of thumb? Is it like 1 gram per pound?
I tell people normally 1 gram per pound. If you're super active, you can do 1.2 grams per pound.
Yeah.
If you're a female, I normally suggest 0.8 grams per pound.
Gotcha.
If you're a female, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, that's interesting. And then when it comes to carbs, what do you recommend?
It all depends. You know,
Depends.
that it depends on your level of activity.
Yeah.
It depends how often you train. It depends where your current body composition's at. You know, there's factors. That's why I have all my clients fill out a questionnaire. You know?
Okay, gotcha.
Because there is a lot of variables to everything.
Yeah.
So most of the time when people ask me, hey, can you just give me this or can you just tell me that? I'm like, it's not that easy. There's certain things that have to be broken down before I can give you like an exact answer, because I don't want to give you like a so-so answer. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's probably what's led to so much of your success and all these transformations, right? Because you're not giving people a cookie cutter program.
Correct.
You're customizing it to them
completely
so that they can really get those results.
Completely personalized. And it's funny that you say that. So when I send an invoice, one of the first things that it'll say is your personalized nutrition plan is being created, right? And people don't even know that's like included. They don't even know they've gone to so many different places to train, and that the people don't even touch on nutrition. It's just like, hey, I'll see you on this day and this time for your training session.
Right.
And it's like you expect somebody to see a change and you're not giving them the most important part.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know?
Right. Without a doubt. And then when it comes, I'm just like, I was thinking of questions while I was at the gym before this. I'm not going to lie. So I've been someone that likes to kind of lift heavy more than doing reps.
Which is okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
Which is okay. So like I tell everybody, listen, there's a place for, lifting 15 to 20 reps. There's a place for lifting 6 to 8 reps.
Yeah.
Right. But the biggest thing is this: listen to your body, because there will be days where you're like, man, I'm feeling it today. I'll go ahead and I'll bench 315. Yeah. And there'll be days where you're like, my shoulders don't really feel the same. Energy levels are down. I'm going to just stick to 225 for more reps. Just listen to your body, because there are times where your body probably needs more rest.
Yeah.
You're not listening to it. And that's where you end up with a surgery. You end up with some type of injury. Right. So, yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with it. As long as the biggest thing, too, which is what I tell people, is warming up. Right. You warm up properly, your entire workout is a better workout alone. It's a complete different workout.
What do you, by warming up, do you mean stretching, or do you mean starting with low weights? What do you mean?
So there's multiple ways to warm up, but I do always tell people this: stretching is more for after your workout.
Yeah, that's
right.
what I've
You always
heard.
want to stretch after once you're warm. It's like you take a rubber band and you put a rubber band in a freezer. If you take it out and try to pull it, it's gonna snap. Right. But if you take a rubber band, you put it in a microwave, you pull it out, it'll stretch forever. You know, so you want to be warm before you stretch those tendons, those ligaments. You always want to be warm. So something like a warm up, you could do anything isometric, like literally just holding a plank, getting blood flow without creating impact. You know, walking on a treadmill is something that's low impact. You can grab a band, the resistance bands. You know, you can do pull aparts. You can do, like, let's say you're gonna do arms, right? You can start with a resistance band for curls.
Gotcha.
For tricep push downs, you can start with something low impact, but it's gonna rush blood around those joints.
Gotcha.
So always warming up is just, it's a huge factor.
Okay.
You know, I worked out with my shoulder and my bicep completely torn for 6 years because of the fact that I would warm up so well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, before I warm up, it would feel like my arm was gonna fall off.
Yeah.
But that's how effective warming up is.
Right.
Yeah.
And then some people say that, like, oh, you shouldn't bench or not bench. You shouldn't squat and deadlift. It's bad for your back. Or
Whoever
that's
says
bullshit,
that,
right?
whoever says that, don't talk to him anymore.
Yeah,
bro.
don't talk to
That's
them, right?
That's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit.
It's bullshit. As long as you do,
as long as you do it correctly.
As long as you do proper form, you're good. Like,
yeah, as long as you're doing things correctly, there's no reason why. I've seen videos of 80-year-old women doing deadlifts, doing squats. And I'm talking about barbell squats, barbell deadlifts, not like with baby weight, you know?
Right.
So it all really comes down to training correctly to where your body adapts those patterns.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is.
Of course. Yeah. Because I used to go really heavy on bench, squat, and deadlift.
Yeah.
Now I really only bench because I think I messed up my knee somehow. I sprained my ACL.
Doing what?
I have no idea.
You don't remember what you did the day before?
No, bro. I don't know what it's from. I think because at one point I was going to these like HIIT workouts, bro, and I was running a lot, and I don't know, maybe
could have been like, were you jumping or no?
Yes.
That's probably what it was.
That's probably what it was.
Was it like a group class?
Yeah.
That's why I hate group classes.
Yeah.
I hate group classes because, I mean, listen, I like group classes because they get people active, but I hate group classes because they're not enough attention to detail.
Right.
That's what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
So like anytime I have a client fill out a questionnaire and they have some type of injury, I always ask them, have you done CrossFit? Have you done this? Have you done this group class? And they always say yes. Right.
Yeah. And I never used to do them, bro. It was like a once a week thing. My boy hit me up. He's like, bro, let's go to this thing once a week. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll go. And then
that's normally how it happens, though.
Yeah.
It's normally, you know, a friend invites you. He's like, bro, come out to this. There's a bunch of chicks out there.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then the next week, you're like, bro, I don't know what happened, but I can't walk.
Yeah,
my knee,
my
you know,
knee.
my this, my that. And that's normally how it happens, man.
It's fucked.
That's a really good, that's a clip right there. Something that's really important that I tell people is like, when you distinguish the difference between personal training and group training, you're saving yourself from a lifetime injury.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where it's like, I'd rather pay the $2,000-$3,000 a month to save myself from that injury,
of course,
than go cheap on that and then have to pay the price later.
Yeah.
You know, that's huge. You know what the best part is when I have clients that come in and they have pre-existing injuries and they're like, hey, I just want to let you know off the bat, I can't do lunges and I can't do squats. And I'm like, look. Let me just check it out. Let's warm me up correctly.
Yeah.
Let's make some tweaks and some small adjustments here and we'll see. And bro, I had a lady that told me she hadn't been able to do lunges in 10 years. She was like 50 years old. And she almost started crying because she was doing the lunge wrong. She was activating the wrong muscles. She had never warmed up correctly.
Yeah.
You know, and she was like in shock. You know, like she had been doing it wrong forever. And she had multiple trainers. She had done multiple group classes. Nobody could correct her. And there were just small tweaks. I just had to change the direction she would, you know, move in. Small things like that.
Yeah.
She was like mind blown.
Wow.
You know? So that comes down to the attention to detail, man.
Yeah. It's all about form.
It's all about form. It's all about, and then even when you do have an injury, there are ways to work around the injury.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing that I learned in school, which was really helpful.
Do you think that those personal injury certification courses actually teach you anything?
Man, I don't really think they teach you anything.
I feel like that's bullshit. A clip right there.
I think that's bullshit.
They don't teach you shit, right? It's just a piece of paper.
Think about it, man. It's a test that you take online. You know, it's like a multiple choice test. You only have to get, I think it's like 70%. It's crazy. It's like 70% pass score and you're good.
God.
You know, it's like, so next time you think about hiring that trainer with the NASM, just think about that.
Yeah. So, you know, now that you bring that up, what are some questions that people should ask when they're hiring a trainer?
Well, first thing is proof of work. How
Yeah.
many people have you worked with that you've actually gotten results for?
Yeah.
That's one for sure.
Yeah.
Two, how many years of experience do you have? That's another big one. And I would say, I mean, those two right there alone are solid.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I would just ask, hey, what are your credentials?
Right.
I mean, not people are not necessarily gonna ask that because, I mean, to be fair, there are some good trainers out there just through experience and just self, education.
Yeah.
They're solid trainers without having any degrees or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just feel like nowadays you gotta ask, man. You
Yeah.
gotta ask because everybody's like, hey, I'm this guru, I'm that guru,
Right.
I do this,
And- Yeah. There's a lot of
you get me?
gurus popping up.
There's
a lot of them are doing online training. Do you do that?
So we were just talking about that. So I do offer online training
Yeah.
to people who are, out of state, but it's high ticket.
Okay.
So I don't do you'll see thousands of online trainers selling $50 pack cookie cutter programs, right?
Yeah.
Which is cookie cutter, right? I don't do that. If I'm going to do it, it's going to be personalized completely. We're going to be side by side. You have my actual cell phone number, right? So
Oh, wow.
I sell $600 for a 12-week online program, right? But it's completely tailored to you. If you have injuries, I also have an app. My app has all my videos on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you have actual
Videos on how to
instructional-
do the exercise.
Yeah, it's me doing the workouts.
Oh, wow.
So you also have that. So
Holy
it's,
shit.
So I have that too. Yeah, I made that during COVID because during COVID that was a hit too.
Yeah.
During COVID, everybody was on
$600 for what? 12 weeks?
$600 for 12 weeks.
That's not that bad.
And you get
50
my
bucks a week?
personal number, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get my personal number. So I do offer the online, but it's not like something that I push.
Yeah.
Like if somebody reaches out to me, they're like, "Hey, I'm in Texas, but I want to train." I'm like, "Well, I have this option."
Yeah.
But it's not something where you'll see me constantly posting, "Hey, buy my online program."
Right.
Like you're not gonna see that.
Right. I feel like you're different than most trainers. Most of them are kind of really in it for the money. They just they want to sell their training program. I mean,
That's
not
crazy.
to name anybody, I don't know, but
Right,
it seems like you really actually give a shit about the client, and you don't want to give them that program that that's
I'll
not
tell
going
you
to help
this,
them.
and I'll tell you this: you don't get 100 and something transformations by not giving a shit.
Yeah.
You have to give a shit.
Yeah.
You have to truly be constantly on top of your client. You got to be locked in with them, just as locked in they are. You have to be as well.
Yeah.
Of
course.
their mission is your mission.
Right.
So every transformation you've seen on my page, none of those are by accident. None of those are like, hey, here, just take this piece of paper and I hope you come back a transformation. No,
Right.
They've all been, you have to water that plant.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And so it definitely requires some type of, care to do this. Which is also why I only have 2 trainers because, like you said, a lot of people were in this for the title, for the money.
Yeah.
And I mean, for the title, because nowadays it's cool to be a social media trainer. It's cool, And people see it as they'll see me and probably be like, man, this guy's doing great and he has the easiest job in the world. But they don't know the time that it took to get this easiest job in the world.
Yeah.
And the work that it took.
Yeah. And you're still working hard as hell.
And I'm still working.
And guys, it's holy shit, it's pretty late. It's almost 11 o'clock at night.
We're about to wrap up right now. Danny's falling asleep.
Yeah. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. He's after a full day of work.
Yeah.
And he's still committed to do this podcast. So, guys, it's tons of work. It's overnight success. That was 10 years in the making. I got to keep repeating it because people don't understand. All they see is they see you on social media. They see you training the celebrities. They see you with the nice watch on, and you're doing things differently, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. And it's getting pretty late. So we'll wrap it up. And what's next for you? Do you see yourself opening up a big gym? Do you see yourself?
So, I mean, right now I get asked that a lot. So right now I have 2 gyms, right?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I have 2 facilities, which trainers use one, then I use the other. Vice versa, we swap back and forth.
Okay.
But my biggest thing, like I was saying earlier, is working on that mentorship. Growing that mentorship and being able to reach tons of trainers all over the world. Being able to help them and set a standard. Hey, look, this is what it should be like.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. I mean, basically making an academy for trainers.
Yeah, and by doing that, if you have 1,000 trainers on
you'll
there,
be able to help
100,000 people.
100,000 people. So basically, by me helping all those other trainers, become better trainers, you're helping, like you said, 10x people, 100x people.
Right.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have a certain goal in mind? Help X amount of people, help X amount of trainers?
I want to say help 10,000 trainers.
Help 10,000 trainers.
10,000 trainers will be an amazing accomplishment.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
10,000 trainers will be 1 million people. that'll be transformed.
That's
You get me?
huge.
So
That's
for
making
sure.
a fucking impact in
Absolutely.
the whole world, man.
Absolutely.
That's
for sure.
awesome.
So
So, all right, guys, that pretty much wraps it up. If they want to find you,
you can find me
Let's
on
hear it.
IG at Mac Method Fitness. And then you can find me on the school Maximize Academy.
so guys, if you're a personal trainer that you want to learn how to grow your business, how to become a better trainer, reach out to him. Don't be shy. It's very affordable at this point in time right now.
Right.
And if you guys want to learn more about fitness, follow his page as well. And if you guys are listening to this and you got some value out of it, share it with a couple friends. You never know who this could touch, right? And that's pretty much it, bro. Thank you.
Man.
That was fucking great.
Appreciate you,
We
bro.
killed it, man.
Yes, sir.